Hello, boys and girls. We are going to be creating our names in block letters. The letters will stay white. The background space will be our positive space, where we'll decorate with a variety of lines and colors. The letters will remain white.
Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to work on creating our name in block letters. Not only using block letters, but creating the block letters so that they are negative space or white space. So you'll get a strip of paper, and on that piece of paper, I'd like you to consider your first name and how many letters are in your first name. I'm going to use my last name, Kroll, K-R-O-L-L. So I'll need 5 spaces for my name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a light line in the middle of my paper going down. So I have to fit 2 letters on this side, K-R-O-L-L. So right in the center I'll have my O. So what I think I'm going to do for my second step is I'm going to set the O right here. I don't want to draw it too dark because I'm going to erase it because I want my letters to stay white. So this is where my O will be. Notice I went from the top of the paper to the bottom and I left a little space for the width of my letter. So there's the O. I'm going to go over here, K, a line down, a diagonal line, and I'm going to move the part of the letter a little bit up so I have space for all of it. K, R, top to bottom, over. I'm not going to go from this little section of the R. I'm going to move it over. K, R, O, L. Give it some space because we're going to make these into block letters. Now they don't have to be perfectly squared, but we're going to try. All right, here's my K. Now I am going to leave this space white on this side, but I'm going to bring a line down and stop near the letter. So I'm following this letter down and up. And I'm going to keep going. A little bit of space, down and down. So I'm using the lines I drew for the K as my guide. Now I'm going to erase those lines. And here I have my first block. It's nice and wide. Let's try the R. I already drew the R, but I want to go. Now you can see it's going to overlap a little bit. That's okay. I'm going to go on the left-hand side. And I'm going to go on the right-hand side. Now I want to stop a little bit. I don't want to go all the way to the letter. I want to leave a little space. And now I'm going to follow this side down. K-R. Go on the right-hand side and the left. Curve up. And then I'm going to let it go off the page. Now the inside, you could do a bubble if you really want, but I'm going to try to stick with block lettering. So I'm going to go down, just like this side of the letter, and you notice this side has a curve. R has a curve. There you go. And then I'm going to erase the middle. So a lot of artists often use pencil as a guide, and then they erase it. It's like a secret. You want to erase it really well so it doesn't show. Really have to work on my erasing. So I've got my K, R, now I've got my O. This is the line I made for the middle of my paper. I'm going to erase it. And now I'm going to bring my line in and follow the letter down, over, up, and around. But I haven't finished with the O because you'll have an inside, and now that we're making it wide, you'll have an outside. So go to the outside, go up, around, and I'm going to let it fall off the page. And down. I'd really like you to work on pushing your letter to the edge or over the edge of your paper. Down, up, and have the lines meet. Don't forget, you're erasing your guideline, your first line for your letter, when you wrote the letter. Now, I wrote my letters really too dark. Please try not to do that because they're hard to erase. Now, you think, oh, I just have to draw a line on one side. No, remember, even on the L, you're going to work on the left-hand side, follow the letter down. It's a little crooked. I want to fix it. And the right side, stop before you get to your turn, over. And you see this edge of this letter? You're just going to make it straight down because it is a block of a letter. Let's try that again. Left side, down and stop. Right side, down and stop. Over. I think I'll go right off the page. And erase the center. And here we go. Now, if you have difficulty with your lettering, I'll show you some block letters so you can kind of get the gist of how to build your letter. And I also could give you a printout. After you've written your name, I'd like you to outline around. I'll have some Sharpies or something you can outline around with. And I'd like you to work on coloring and design on the outside of the letter. I'll show you what that looks like. All right. Now that I have my name spelled out, I'm going to take a black marker and trace over my lines so that they show up really well. And I'm trying to keep the lettering white. I may have to erase a little bit better. After outlining around the letters of your name, you are going to, pardon me, you are going to use a variety of lines and patterns around your name in the negative space, keeping the letters white. Dots, zigzags, swirls, crisscross lines. The letters will stay white. Everything around the letters, the negative space, will have patterns of lines and color.